My parents were not in a financial position at all to be able to help me. So when I first started talking about wanting to become a commercial pilot when I was 11, 12 years old and told them how much it was going to cost, they just said, well, we can't afford that. However, what they didn't do was say, stop thinking about it. They encouraged me. They seen that I was interested in it and had a passion for it, and they encouraged me to pursue it, and that they were there with me the whole time in whatever supportive way they could. As the journey went on, they actually did play an even bigger role in terms of finance. What they allowed me to do was essentially buy the house off of them, and then I remortgaged that house for the money that I needed for my flying training. And the money that I needed was £50,000 to pay for the rest of my flying training after my private pilot's license.
They have always supported me throughout all of my entire career and previously. Since I was 9 years old, they have always told me that if that was my dream, I could go and chase it. And where they really did support me was financially. I was lucky to have parents that were capable of financing my training, even though it is super expensive.
They probably played the best role. I couldn't, if I were to ask, or if I were asked if they could change anything in the decisions they made, I would say they don't change anything. Because what they really well did is they encouraged me basically for everything, but not in a way that over-encouraging, but in a very rational manner. So I made my own choices, and I also always had them to talk to. So when I thought about making rational choices, I included them in the discussion, and they helped me finding the right decisions. And so when I started, I discontinued my studies in the first place to become a pilot. And even there they said, well, if that's the thing you want to do, you can do it.
There was actually no one influencing me. Was all me, my ego. I was going to be a pilot. I have an uncle that's a pilot, and he's been my role model. But when it comes to the decision making, the decision was all mine. But then again, I needed some money to go to the flight school, and it wasn't cheap, so I had to have some help from my relatives because I couldn't get a loan on my own.
Without my parents, this wouldn't have been possible. To arrange a loan in the Netherlands with a bank for flight training, you need somebody to guarantee that you will pay it back in the future. And my parents, fortunately, were able to do that. Also, during my training, which was a long and intensive process, my parents were there for me to fall back on when I came home, so that I had all the time to spend on my studying.
I remember my father, he's a pilot, telling me, Vanessa, you have to study this now. And I remember telling him, it's going to be so expensive that I don't know if it's the right moment to do it. And he told me, if you think that you're gonna get it, do it. And my mother, she wasn't a pilot, but she has been working her whole life. So she told me to study and to follow my dreams, not to be perfect, just to be brave and go for it.